We're live now. And okay, so people won't be here yet. Maybe we should give it a minute. People will watch what? Okay, so we're doing a replay cast of the only game that wasn't casted. Wait, I'm right saying this right. I should do my research beforehand. Yeah,
it wasn't streamed.
Yeah, so this game, it was streamed from NC Game Wizard's perspective, but he was playing, so there's no really cast of it. So we're trying to fix that. So we have the replay here. We already know the result, but we're gonna pretend we don't, I guess. And yeah, see what happened this game. Alright, so you're paused on 290k?
I am.
Okay, so we unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we're in IO. So what points out to me, there's no nothing interesting on the black market. There's an electronics colony and high electronics price. So we want fun with the glass faction, and luckily there are 4 glass factions. And the thing that stands out the most, steel is cheap and fuel is high. So look at the found here, I would like a plan to make ion collectors.
And to make ion collectors in this kind of situation where there's no high carbon, you need to found first or just buy the carbon first.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make 1 or 2 ion collectors fast, and you have a good moneymaker from the get-go.
Okay, so
going to triple metal.
Yeah, so Evil Diablo does not now have basalt or oxygen nearby, but it does have like a triple combo. This isn't as good as it looks though, because uranium is pretty useless on IO, unfortunately.
Aluminum is
nice.
Indeed useful, but I still like the addition of silicon from basalt platform. Ryak has started in electronics factory. I don't think this is a good choice to make. I'd rather say ion collectors, as we said.
Yeah, and it looks like Bob Rooney and NC Game Wizard got 1 each. So, I mean, that's good for them, I guess. I would really like to see them get 2 down. I'm not sure, maybe you can't afford the carbon for it. But anyway, so let's compare. Evil Diablo made steel mills, currently on my settings showing $11 a second profit since it started half. And Bobrone's single ion collector is making 55. We can pretty much call it, well, maybe not exactly 5 times, but much better than a steel mill. You can just sell on the fuel, buy the steel, and get a head start over people who do steel.
Because we have 2 expensive, 2 scientific, power is rising really fast. So this player should be looking for the way to get into power, which is usually making steel or buying steel by selling this lucrative fuel.
Yeah. At this point in the game, I would expect fuel to have crashed quicker, especially now that carbon is reasonable again after Evil Diablo sold it down. Oh, he's also in a single one. I'm not a fan of these singles. I think you need 2. And so one good thing about this particular situation is that after you crash fuel, you can actually go into chemicals, which start to double. And there's a consumption from the colony too. But yeah, of course, this is IO. Around HQ2 or 3, somebody needs to be in nuclear plants, preferably more than 1 person. Because IO starts with these garages. These ones that consume fuel and power, so power will always go high early on. And
speaking of power, I'd like to point out there's a double geo right next to Ryak's found, and expensive. Bob Rooney and Evil Diablo being expensive will have easier time getting into that if they can afford the steel. If not, they can just get into nuclear plant, which is also fine.
Yeah, I think after the nerf on nuclear plants, it was a few weeks ago, or maybe even sooner. Geos are better now, and even though there are slowdown strikes, I still like double geo here.
Of course.
As one of the expensives. So one of the big advantages of expensive over every other steel faction on IO is that you can go into the early power. And a lot of games on IO are decided by HQ2 power, often from an expensive since they can get it the quickest. So you need to keep this in mind.
Because Evil Diablo has a lot of debt. Evil Diablo is not going to make power money soon. However, Bob Rooney is making solely 2 surplus of power and has the least amount of debt, which is 10k. Maybe Bob Rooney will be able to make power money. However, other players are also getting into that, so that power money might deplete before Bob Rooney makes massive profits.
Yeah. That's also one advantage of actually going to power on HQ2. You don't have enough enough time hasn't passed for you to accrue that. I think Bob will make some power money here, but not enough to run away with the game. I noticed Bob Rooney multiple times has had his nuclear plant stop working because he's run out of money to buy the water. You should always make sure when you're doing something like this, producing something unsupported, that you have money to buy the input. It's especially common with nuclear plants that they turn off. Let's see.
I'm still sad that no one is noticing this double GO or not trying to take it.
Yeah. But Bruno's on a double mutiny on the metal mines. I don't agree with this. Iron should be cheap, and uranium should be cheap because of the basalt platforms. And
so the only thing they are getting from this is aluminum.
Yeah, and depth from fuel. Look at this, there's a lot of fuel.
Wow.
And not a fan of this, okay. So Evil Diablo found the chem market, which I would really like as a follow-up to the iron collectors. We also have the electronics from Ryak, which are pretty good. Oh, and nanotechnology auction. I would pay a lot for this. But you say I would go even higher, I think. So usually you don't want to be producing steel, because steel uses a lot of power. And like usually there's a more profitable market to be in. And if you have nano, you don't really have to be in steel, which is why I value it.
I think what's going on right now is Bob Rooney has mutinied all of Evil Diablo's iron tiles and is trying to make use of that monopoly as a money making potential.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I like it. You're right. I didn't consider that the other two are scientists. So that's one of the disadvantages of being scientists. You can't really compete in the uranium, iron markets. And yeah, well played to Bob Rooney for noticing that. So what he did was, well, he didn't network wires, but he made these a lot more expensive to run for a while. And made money from it.
Mm-hmm. While I do like the play, I think the black market used, the 2 mutiny was used there. I think Bob Rooney might have been better off buying a goon and maybe a mutiny, a defensive mutiny, and stockpile them for later use.
Yeah, you only need to mutiny one of the mines to disrupt his steel mines. Okay, we're seeing a patent lab out of Bob Rooney. He wants superconductor. It's always a reasonable patent here. Although there's no urgency since power is currently low. Right now I'm looking at farm as the best market to be in, and as a game wizard is heading there. Because other people are selling down water, and this is actually a pretty common situation on IO. People, like if you hold the X key, water looks better than they really are, because water also produces power. So people often overvalue them as money makers. Now in the game wizard can profit by just buying the water inputs for his farms. They're making him $600 a second. So I really like what he's doing, basically. I wouldn't mind seeing an optimization center at this point too. Even if you optimize farms, you have a really solid market. Like, yeah. Alright, we have stock action.
Okay.
So Ryak is going after Evil Diablo.
I think Ryak can make it work if Ryak sells out of his own stock.
Yeah, if he can get... Yeah, I think he has this.
But one thing...
It's
one thing
dangerous.
yeah, it is dangerous because NC Game Wizard has 2 stocks already bought and is making solid amount of money.
Yeah, that was really close from Il Diablo defending himself too. But yeah, now Ryak. Wait, did someone upgrade?
Now Ryak really has to make money and buy himself.
Bobroni upgraded.
And has to...
Bobroni could have punished Ryak here, but he upgraded instead.
Has to stop NC Game Wizard from making money. If not, they might be able to pile up on Ryak and finish Ryak. So it's very dangerous situation.
Yeah, they're still dangerous.
Especially when Ryak is in D-bet.
Okay, NC Game Wizard takes the upgrade too. So both of them missed the opportunity to gang up on Ryak, and instead choosing to take upgrades. Or maybe it was a conscious decision. I'm not sure. But Evil Diablo would be a very nice sub. As an HQ5 expensive, he just has a lot of claims, and claims are good.
I would like to see Ryak buy into himself at least once right now by selling steel or glass, because, well, this is delaying his upgrade, but because Ryak has secured 1 sub, Ryak is not behind too much.
Yeah, I don't like the upgrade. I agree with you. And Blues is pointing something out, that if Bobroni did go to punish Ryak, he could have been punished by NC Game Wizard. So there's like a whole train formation. Yeah. So I guess I don't know, it's hard to be conclusive here. Just note that there was an opportunity to punish Ryak.
What I like to do in those situations is buy 1 stock into Ryak and see what NC Game Wizard does. If NC Game Wizard jumps in, then it signals that they're interested in finishing Ryak.
Yeah.
Or maybe TT does similar thing, but TT sells at the last stock to get money. So
yeah,
it is not always the same.
It's not foolproof. Nothing is enough. Okay, so at this point we're in Sol 3. Most people are HQ 4 or 5. I would have expected to see optimization centers earlier than this. Like, the on-world profits are still really good, especially when you can bypass or get some extra efficiency from the optimizations. Wow, look at Ryak's steel mills. Like, optimization here would make him so much more money. And especially farms and glass right now would have been excellent optimizations. Okay, Ryak has defended himself. He's HQ 5. NC Game Wizard is a similar situation. I think they both should buy stock in Evil Diablo here. It's a profitable sub. And buying it gives you the share of the profits and increases your stock price. It's really nice.
NC Game Wizard first to optimization center. I think he's in good spot because no one is in optimization center, and I look at these prices. It's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a second one. I want more. Come on, guys, build some optimizations. And right now, I want someone to be in glass.
Glass is only getting into the second optimization center of the map.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It has triple adjacency, so it's faster than usual.
And the Game Wizard chose to optimize water and power, while Bobroni goes for chems. I wouldn't do either of them. Like, water is such a volatile market on IO. Goes up and down. I would prefer something a bit more long-lasting, like electronics or glass, I think. Or just straight up fuel. Ion collectors are great right now.
Ryak is getting into NC Game Wizard stock. What do you think about this move right now?
This is premature. Ryak needs advanced buildings. Actually, there's an opportunity to go space elevator. Aluminum is pretty cheap. Definitely need optimizations. I think he did it because since the Game Wizard was in D-Det. But yeah, he's like 10 minutes away from finishing the buy, so there's no reason to start.
And another thing is that buying aggressively into other players tends to make yourself stand out too much. So it might encourage Bob Rooney to be more offensive against Ryak, which they will already are going to do because Ryak already has a almost full sub.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an extra layer of attention to yourself. I like the going into the nuclear plants here. Power can rise pretty rapidly when people move out of it, and you need to like see it coming before it's too late.
So I think for Ryak, if Ryak is to secure his late game and to secure his path to victory, I think rather than buying into NC game with it, he should have bought into himself.
After producing some advanced buildings.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see, what's the oxygen situation? Alright, so as a scientist, I guess Ryak doesn't need much. So I'm worried about oxygen being high, but I guess it's fine. There's a lot down here, unless Samba has a lot. Something that can happen on IO is that oxygen goes to like $400, because it can be hard to get the correct amount of it coming in. What else we got? Bobroni seems to stockpile aluminum, which I like. When you see prices of food and water going around the 100 mark, that's usually a sign that on-world prices are dying, and that off-worlds, or in this case space elevators, are a good moneymaker. And of course that needs 600 aluminum. 700 for him, because he has transparent aluminum.
So at this point, I would buy into aluminum when it's cheaper than 50 or even more if I'm planning to build it very soon.
Yeah. Bobroni could even have arranged his tiles differently. Wait, he does have aluminum here too.
A strong mutiny against Ryak's optimization center by NC Game Wizard. This will deter Ryak's late game producing abilities and going to give NC Game Wizard more profit.
Yeah.
Although it failed, it was mutinied back.
That's not a failure though, because Ryak spends more than NC Game Wizard does. Because of the rising price of black market. Anyway, I think NC Game Wizard would have been in a really nice spot here if he optimized something other than water and power. Like, look at this, looks profitable, right? But that's just because the inputs are cheap. Like, he's not actually making a lot of money.
Currently, Ryak needs 300k more to buy NC Game Wizard, and NC Game Wizard will need 800k more to buy Ryak. So Ryak does seem to be in good position.
Yeah.
In terms of the money they need to finish the buy.
Yeah.
So what can Bob Rooney do to stop Ryak from winning in this case?
I would really like to see the double space elevator at this point. So you need to ramp up your income so you can compete with the rising stock prices. And he should preferably be buying into Ryak before Ryak finishes the buy, because when Ryak presses that button, his stock price will increase.
That is a lot of things to do. Bob Rooney, first building space elevator. It is not good with mutiny 30k. It might be okay if Bob Rooney buys a defensive mutiny first.
Where is it?
Good.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's already, yeah, I see. Yeah, I like having a defensive mutiny on hand. Because you raise the price for the next person too. And still nobody's claimed the double GO. I'm starting to get sad too. Like,
power is rising again. Could have been useful.
Yeah, and power is always an issue on IO. Because of this colony, let's check it. 1.7 power. I expected more actually, but yeah, power is from experience usually an issue. Okay, we had an EMP on a goon, and then it got countered on the water. Okay, water is not actually profitable. Look at this. They're making half a power. That's why they look profitable. That's not money though, that's debt payment. Alright, I'll stop complaining about that. And we have something else that's pretty typical for late game IO. Carbon rising, and silicon too actually. This often happens as the carbon deposits deteriorate to low over time. Although everyone seems to be in a surplus, so I'm not sure why right now. And one thing you can do at least to combat rising silicon prices is to claim a third basalt platform and optimize it a bit. It's usually enough to cover a bad silicon situation. Right, Ryek is really close to the buy on this game, we said. And this is when this is the correct timing to buy into Ryek.
No.
Maybe even a bit too late.
Babruni has to buy even more.
Yeah,
double price now.
Although he's currently doing a hack. But yeah, so Ryek went from what, like $53 stocks to 73. So Babroni would have saved 80k?
40k. 40k per stock.
Yeah, 40k per stock, 80k total. If he just did it earlier. So at this point, Babroni is in an uphill battle. He's just too far behind, money-wise. He needs 1 million, and he has 200k.
One thing I like to point out about Babruni's production is that even though Babruni is launching food and fuel, Babruni is also selling them. So I don't think making them cheaper for others is okay. Although in this case, no one is launching them, so it's not that of a difference. But I'd like to stop auto-selling like Babruni did right now.
Yeah, definitely. And 25 oxygen, you should probably stockpile that.
Oh, and Babruni needs to support water production.
Wait, didn't Ryek get nanotechnology? Yeah, don't hack steel when your opponent has nanotechnology. This is a disaster waiting to happen. Alright, it doesn't actually turn out to be a disaster, but don't do it. Alright.
If Ryek scraps triple nuclear plants, that's 180 steel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 180 steel.
Triple? No, that's more, right? Okay. No, you're right. Yeah, suddenly water is profitable. As Bruce pointed out. And
fuel is skyrocketing.
Yeah, so this kind of overreactions to a market, like look how swing it is. It's like a pendulum. Look at the graph. You can see the graph behind the price here of water and the corresponding one of fuel. So the way to counter this is not overcommit this much and keep stockpiles. Like before you move out of something, you buy a few hundred to a stockpile, so you have a cushion. So this doesn't happen.
I feel safe when I have 500 fuel.
Yeah, you can. You need a lot of fuel to feel safe of moving out of them.
And I keep at least in double. Always in double.
Wait.
Even when it's like $1.
Oh, no. Look at Ryek's cost for the nuclear plant. It should be 80 still.
Oh, it's 60 still.
Yeah.
So scientific nuclear plant OP.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So this is a bug. What this should be is it should cost 80 steel and give 1.2 power. But unfortunately, there was an oopsie in the latest patch. And now it looks like this. This is such an advantage compared to Elite's robots. Well, everyone else. Wow. Okay, sorry, that kind of blew my mind. So I like Bobruni is going hard in his hacks. This one in particular is kind of risky since Ryak is producing a lot. But this is like the only way to make such an uphill battle. I really like this attempt.
Need to sell out. Okay. Sold out in the right timing. If Babruni makes this hack work and keep working, you might have a chance to buy into Ryak.
Oh.
What? And that happens. That's the risk of hacking.
Can you tell me what happened? I just saw him.
Babruni's money count dropped by 100k.
Yeah. I think these numbers are flying all over the place. I'm not sure what's happening. Anyway, Bobruni is doing way better than he has any right to. Like, if he didn't do these hacks, he would have just straight up lost.
Yeah.
So I really like the attempt. I'm still not entirely sure what happened to the money counts. Do you know what he bought?
I'm usually not a hacker player,
Yeah.
so I cannot give advice. But usually, when you see someone not supporting
wait, no, Bob paid
production-
debt. Bob paid debt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So don't do that. That's a losing thing
Babruni was very
in this
close.
situation. Yeah. You should rather hope your enemy doesn't notice that he has 100%. Like, you can never win if you pay debt. You can if you hope your enemy makes a mistake, your opponent.
Paying debt can make yourself less tasty and deter their attack on you. However, when there's only one opponent left, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. When you pay debt and both players own 5 stock in each other, their price rises as much as yours loses. So there's like no situation in a 1 versus 1 endgame situation where you should pay debt. There are situations where you should pay debt. That's usually when you have stock in yourself, or if you're about to do a really bad debt tick. But never in this kind of endgame race to the finish situation. Never ever. Okay, so Ryak takes it. We both knew that going in, this being a replay cast. But... So it was the buy on Evil Diablo. It went unpunished, and Evil Diablo was a really nice sub.
I like what everyone did. Ryak did early majority buyout and continued on his advantages. NC Game Wizard was first to optimizations and was preparing for the late game. Babruni was in behind, but tried to make it work with hacks and space elevator, which almost worked.
Yeah, this was a really nice comeback attempt. One of the best I've seen.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but I don't have much comment to give the Evil Diablo.
Yeah.
I think Evil Diablo's bound was too early for the benefit it gives.
Yeah. I guess one of the reasons Silicon is this crazy is that Evil Diablo isn't in Basalt. Like, Silicon is important, and you get it for free from the Basalt. I really prefer Basalt, even to these triple mines. I think. What do you think? Is the aluminum iron better than Basalt ever?
I prefer to be in just 2 Basalt and then overcommit to aluminum when I need to and back out of it when I don't need to.
One of the reasons metal mines are bad, we have proof of it right now. There's an event on IO called Landslide. It says minus 50% metal mine production. This is one of the main reasons you want to be in Basalt rather than mines. Because this does not affect basalt. There's no event that affects basalt output. But this one is pretty common. Yeah, it was a pretty typical IO game, I think.
Interesting IO game.
Yeah. Should we count carbon claims? So Ryak had 1. That's usually not enough. And Game was had 2. Bruni had 1. Evil Diablo had 2. Okay, so that's 6 claims, and it still went this crazy. I guess the lesson might be that you should optimize it a bit. Maybe. Oh, it was a great opportunity to use pirates. They're only 6k. That would have made you a lot of money this game. Also a nice opportunity for mules in some games. Alright. We can check some entertainment. Revenue. Bob Brunis did 327. That's really good. He got that, so he was alone in it. Yeah, I pointed this out with my mouse cursor during the cast. We didn't talk about it. But yeah, Too Expansive, being alone with virtual reality. It's really nice, especially. And yeah, you saw the dividend revenue from Ryak though. Over 1.1 million. Really, really nice. Okay. That's it.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Oh, we never introduced.
Huh?
We never introduced ourselves.
Oh, well, they know who we are. Alright, see ya.